Hey, how's it going everybody? So, today I am back with another mall video, and it just so happens that we came across this mall completely on accident. We were shopping at one of the connected stores and we went to the back and ended up seeing that it was connected to this very old mall, and I gotta say it's probably more on the side of being a dead mall, but it was very surprising to just see that this place existed. I had no idea that it was located in San Antonio. I didn't know anything about it. I'm not a San Antonio native, so I don't know too much about the city. But this is Wonderland of the Americas, and it was formerly known as Crossroads Mall. When I was doing research, turned out it was opened back in 1961. One of the main features that they made people go wild about was that they had 650,000 square feet of air-conditioned shopping. Can you believe they had air conditioning? It originally had 62 stores and 2 anchors. It had a Handy Andy supermarket that was actually built before the actual mall, and a 2-level Montgomery Ward. But as you're gonna see shortly, neither one of those anchors are still here, which I probably didn't even need to say, but the anchors that are here seem to be shuttering their doors pretty quickly. You can tell right away by those floors that that is very 60s, early 70s, and it doesn't look like they've even touched it. But look at this. This looks like something that's been here probably since the 80s. If not the whole time, I wouldn't be surprised. You can see that coffee shop is closed, among many others in this store that have shuttered their doors, but you can tell right away that this place is pretty much becoming more of a community center. And just look at this 80s style Stickerland tower. I can imagine this thing's from the 80s just by the colors, but look at these stickers. This is something that's bringing back my childhood a whole lot. These stickers are just very early 2000s, but pretty cool. Now we're coming up on the security room, and it is one of the most odd things that I have seen in a mall, where you can actually see, look at that, you can see the screens for the cameras on there. That just was very weird to me. It seems really counteractive, right? I cannot stress enough how many flags were in this mall. I can only guess that they're just trying to represent as many people in the San Antonio community as possible. It's a very diverse community, so it makes sense, but I think they're just trying to appeal to a lot of tourists and things like that, but I thought it was really cool. But oh my gosh, look at this food court. This is not like the most awesome thing that you've ever seen. This is, I could see myself hanging out here on any given day, because I think it would just be so quiet and it seems like a getaway. And look at that, look at all those flags. It was like never ending in this whole place, but honestly I liked it. Now, what that looks like in the middle, Used to be a fountain as far as I can tell. Obviously there was some like piping and stuff in there, and it was not running, and I probably couldn't tell you when the last time that thing was going. I'm sure it's been a very long time. But look here, this is Stein Mart's store currently. I don't know if you heard, but they are completely shutting down. They are done as a business. They're selling all their mannequins and their store racks. They just had everything going. This is the first time that I've actually been inside of a clothing store where they're selling things like this, but it was crazy to think, because I remember my mom shopping here at Stein Mart, not at this specific Stein Mart, but I remember growing up that we would go to a few of them. But goodbye Stein Mart. You'll be missed, I suppose. There's some more glorious shots of those flags, but you're gonna see over here to the left there is a flea market, it seems. We didn't take a stroll through there because it looked like everything was closing up, but this is kind of the way of the future for them. I can see them just turning into a community center and having more flea markets and kind of just being its own thing instead of being a full-fledged shopping mall. And I don't know if you could tell already, but it is pretty obvious that this place was renovated in the 80s and was not changed since. And I did look it up. They had a large-scale renovation between spring 1986 and November 1987, so it completely makes sense, and it just seems like they went ahead and just rolled with it. But look, we stopped by at this poster shop. I don't know if this place was always open like this, but all the posters they had on the walls were sold out, which was pretty upsetting. We really wanted a few of them, and the ones we didn't want were gone, but they did have a lot to look at. A lot of classic things in here. Boy, did I want that Beetlejuice poster, but I'm telling you, everything good in here was sold out. But, you know, good on them. It seems like they're one of the few places in this mall that are actually killing it as far as business goes. But, you see right here, there is a Spirit Halloween store, which I thought was kind of funny because they have a running theme of opening up in former stores, and it just seemed very fitting for this mall. But I'm sure it drove some amount of traffic. I feel like I saw more people in that Spirit Halloween store than I saw in the entire mall itself. Interesting. Not very often will you see a super Target as being one of the main anchors in a mall, but I'm sure it's one of the only things keeping this place alive. So I'm not even sure how or why, but it looks like there was cigarette butts in there, and I'm just wondering, why would you smoke outside and then come back in to throw it into an indoor mall grate under a cheap plastic plant? I mean, seems like a lot more effort than tossing it outside. and right there is a dentist's office, and it just looks like they probably closed up for the day because we showed up here pretty late in the evening. But if you look straight ahead, there is a clinic, and it was very closed. In fact, it was so closed that they decided to completely remove everything out of it because they have left. And this kind of makes me think that this mall is on some rocky ground. It's hard to say what is in the future for them, but right now they have a lot of open lease. There's a lot of space for people to move in, but it looks like they're just having a lot of hard times considering the pandemic is making everything accelerate forward. But man, it was great to just experience this mall before any further changes are done to it. But I will make an effort to come back and do some more updates on this mall in the future. I may wait about 6 months or so and just kind of see how they're progressing along, and I'm just very interested to see what this mall decides to do with itself, because right now it's kind of going through a bit of a crisis. But this mall has made some effort to try to redeem itself. You can see they've added electric charging stations, but even those probably have been there for 5+ years now. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any stories or anything that you want to input about this mall, please put it down in the comments. I'm genuinely curious as to what this mall used to be like. Was this some place that you used to visit a lot, or is this very similar to another mall that's around you? But, that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you want to give me a like in the video, lets me know I should be making more videos like this. And if you want to be even more generous, hit that subscribe button. I make all kinds of videos, not just the malls, but looking at abandoned buildings, theme parks, roadside attractions, and everything in between. But with that being said, have a good day.